Hello, everyone. This is Big Poppa Shim here with another episode of the Healing, Joy, and Hope podcast, where we get into everything meditation, music, and spirituality. And today I have an amazing guest with me, Ehud, the guitar killer, Danan, who I met at an amazing concert of his that I stumbled upon, where I thought I was blown back into the days of Jimi Hendrix, into like that power trio, amazing guitar playing, blues rock. And that's how I met Mr. Ehud. And I'm going to open it up for Mr. Ehud to tell us who he is and what he does. And before that, I'm just going to say, everyone, we're going to be talking in English, but we might throw in some of our speech today in Hebrew. For any of those out there who don't know Hebrew, I will put captions in English. So, Mr. Ehud, Guitar Killer, tell us about who you are and what you do.
Right, Seth, what's up, man? Thank you for the opportunity to be here and talk with you. It's such an amazing honor. My name is Ehud Danan, and I'm a guitar player and a skater, and I'm 35 years old. I live in Israel, in Ashdod city. It's a city found on the beach, and there is a lot of great spots to skate. And all of my life was around 1960s, 1970s rock and roll. It came from my dad. He showed me everything when the internet just came to the world. And I just felt in love in guitar, in the electric guitar, and the sounds of Jimi Hendrix, Black Sabbath. And I started to play when I was 13 years old. And that's it. I did a couple of projects. One of them called David Stone. The other was a Soul Kitchen band. And now I'm doing a project called Guitar Killer, who found on Instagram. And that's it. I'm trying to save the original sounds that I heard when I was a little boy. And I really love it. And I believe in what I do, and I believe in the spirit of freedom, rock and roll, and just doing art from the heart, And this is like the main idea. Around it, I'm doing a lot of projects that like skate festivals mixed with rock and roll, and we have some of community here in Israel, small community that we keeping the fire up, like doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, I must tell everyone and anyone in the world who's watching this or listening, you must check out this dude's Guitar Killer videos. Just the most epic stuff. This guy takes his Marshall amps and his Les Pauls or his Gibsons or his Fenders, goes out in the middle of the desert on top of a mountain, puts a Marshall amp on top of a motorcycle. I mean, just the coolest stuff. And almost every day you're putting out like a new clip, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to go out as much as I can because I have I'm kind of a free man. I'm working in what I love. I'm working with kids. I have a skateboard school. So in the morning, I have the time to go out. I love the off-road car, so I'm riding a Hummer, and I can go almost everywhere. If it's the desert, if it's in the forest, and I have a lot of room in my car to take, all the full stack Marshalls, and using generator to, set everything to work. And that's it. I'm kind of mixing it with extreme because I can't run away with my ideas. If something pop up in my mind, I gotta do it while I'm still inspired. I don't like things to, like kind of fade away from my mind. So I'm trying to eat it up like fast as I can, take the amplifier and go out even if it's like middle of the night. So I'm waiting for the sunrise to be there, ready with my crew. My crew is my friends, always that want to help me, always want to be in my adventures. They see it like a good opportunity for them to run out of the reality. They know like work and everything. So it's kind of fulfill the dream together. And yeah, it's really great experience. Yeah. I took off a little bit from music, like took one step back to be a little bit with myself, like trying to discover like what is my guitar playing, how is it to be alone, and I really wanted to see the reaction of the world, only for my playing, because always I've been with different people in groups making music, and if you know how it works, it's a little bit hard sometimes, and you got a lot of ideas, and people are a little bit lazy or a little bit taking the time. So I really wanted like to feel myself in front of the camera alone, and it
Mm.
started as a really experimental, like check it out, and I saw the comments are really cool and give me fuel to keep
Yeah.
on. So now I'm really into it, and every few days discovering myself again. I'm changing my playing, my all my concept is changing all the time, and I see it's like a really good like trip I'm going through.
Yeah.
Like
That's
so,
I was listening to every word you said. Like the and we can talk about this like when we get into the conversation part today of just it sounds like you're discovering the connection between music, spirituality, self-discovery, um and like seeing how your emotions and nature, your emotions within nature, how it inspires you to bring like your own special thing in the world, you know? And that's so awesome.
yeah, when you're alone, so the emotion ranges become more big. Suddenly, it's not the name of a band. Suddenly, it's nothing. It's just you. And
Mm.
the inspiration, most of the time, coming around me, like the place. Sometimes I'm trying to just, noodle the guitar, like, "Oh," and then I'm seeing I'm somewhere, and I start to breathe and see the place, and I'm like, wait a minute. I think now it's gonna be like what I need to do. So yeah, let's keep it later. Thanks.
Yeah, so everything you spoke about is perfect like segue like um going into what the podcast is about, which is meditation. We're going to do a meditation together. We're going to listen to a song by the one and only Jimi Hendrix himself, the song Bold as Love, which is a song all about, you know, emotions and colors and feeling and through music. And then we can get into really talking about um, um, how music and nature is inspired by spirituality or just inspires us and others. Sounds good?
It's perfect.
Amazing. So I'm gonna um I'm gonna guide for us a meditation. And Ehud and I, we actually met a few weeks ago to do this podcast, and we just had a lot of technical difficulties. So we're here for our second time, but this time it's gonna work. So I'm gonna start the meditation as if we're total beginners.
Bang,
We're back.
bang, bang.
How was that for you, Ehud?
Yeah, in the beginning, I thought I'm gonna fall asleep. It was
Mm,
so nice. And then I started to be like more relaxed and feel like I'm very aware to what's happening. And this feeling I recognize it from many times. I'm going through difficult or challenges, you know. So in this place and this moment, it was really cool to feel it, man. And I
Oh,
thought
I'm
about
grateful.
orange at the time.
And the color for you was orange?
And I felt everything orange.
Wow. For me, it was blue.
I couldn't imagine blue because even the light here is a bit yellow, so I felt like it's covering me. So when I said color, it just popped up, and I really like the orange. So
Yeah. Hey, if that's what your mind brought to you, then it was what was right. And one of the reasons what like I thought of connecting the color thing is because the song we're about to listen to from Jimmy, Bold as Love, if you listen to the lyrics, he's basically talking about colors and the emotions that they
yeah, it gives
represent.
color to every emotion. Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought it would be cool to kind of connect that for us. And one last question. Was there someone you thought about in your life? You don't have to tell us, but was there someone you thought about, like, I want to send
Even
them?
even maybe 2 seconds before, I'm kind of I felt you like what you gonna say something like I felt like I was going so good natural. So even when you asked about thinking about color, I felt like the same emotions, like the color is coming and the somebody is coming into my mind, and it's
So you thought of someone specific?
yeah, sure.
Wow.
And you gave me some ideas like about more.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so everyone out there, we're gonna listen to this amazing song by Jimi Hendrix. The it's on the last album, Axis Bold as Love. It's the last song on the album. That's the last album that he did with the Experience Band. And then later on he had the Band of Gypsies, which, by the way, when I was thinking of what song to do with you, I was really thinking maybe of doing Machine Gun. You know the song Machine Gun by Band of Gypsies? But then
Yeah.
I was like, it's
Yeah.
12-minute jam, so whatever. Well, we should do something shorter, you know. But okay, you ready for the song?
Yeah, but just one thing. In a
Yeah.
machine gun, you can take 5 seconds, and it says all about Jimi Hendrix.
Oh my God.
Just 5 seconds from each part of the song. This is fucking all Jimi Hendrix.
Wow. Wow. We
For
could
me,
talk all day about that song. Okay, I'm gonna throw the song on. I suggest that in during the song we also close our eyes and just like let the music kind of wash over us. You down? Oh my God.
Nice.
Oh my God. What a song, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
First thing I'm thinking when I hear this song, it's like Jimmy discovered a new way playing the guitar because most of the time guitar sounds like a piano if you just
yes.
with the sound. So every guitar part can sound like a piano, and this one is like totally guitar.
Especially in the last jam at the end of the song, it sounds like there's a piano playing at the same time that he's doing like a solo.
Yeah, but the guitar solo for me is like it's sure it's gonna sound like this, but I'm trying to say about the rhythm.
Yeah,
The
that's what I mean. Yeah.
sound like a new age of guitar, something new. From now it's and on, this is guitar player. Like
Yeah. And it's so crazy when you think about how he died at the age of 27. Like,
yeah, the time he was a kid.
I mean, think about changing the entire world of music for the rest of history and you die. Like, it's just, it's insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of insane stuff in his story and his life story.
And in the song itself, like, there's something there's something about Jimmy that just no one will ever be able to do. Like somehow he's playing like rhythm and solo and bass like all at the same time. Like, is there any other trio where it's just bass, guitar, and drums that it sounds so full? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, man.
Wow, wow, wow. It's such a full sound. I don't know how he does it, man. I love when he goes to the pismon, the chorus of like bold as love, with the guitar where he's doing like it's almost like finger picking. It sounds like he's finger picking the full chord or something, and it's so full sounding. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Yeah, this was Jimmy, man. He was very talented, not in just one direction. It was like everything, the lyrics, the idea, the show, everything was like so perfect. There is three characters like Jimi Hendrix in this world that it looks like somebody wanted to make the perfect style for, like Marcos, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I'm not
By the way,
comparing.
at the end of the song, where no, they're very different, very different. But towards the end of the song, what was that effect that they had? Was it like a flanger on the drums,
Pleasure.
right? And was the flanger only on the drums, or did you hear it on the guitar also?
Not sure because I didn't get into the details, but the dance was totally flanger. And it's amazing song, man, because the
Wow.
music, they really bring you the, like what is all about, It sounds like an
Yeah.
acid drink with full of colors that exploding
Yeah.
everywhere. Your
Yeah.
emotion, strong.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the music, the song, the lyrics, and then the jam, it feels like I would say that this song is like ridiculously spiritual, like
Yeah,
super spiritual, an explosion of feeling, of emotion, of power, of I don't know, man. Like, so I'll ask you the question.
music of the 60s and 70s. The parts of the music was, I think, like a jam. So this is what's really special. It's not like a chart or something like this. They just play what they feel about the song in the same moment. This is what I feel from this. And even when I do music, when I make music, I would say I want to leave one part, like totally free and
Yeah,
get the music like flow over there.
yeah, yeah, for sure. That was why I always loved the Band of Gypsies stuff, also because it was just a lot of jamming. We got to hear like Jimmy just go improvisation and go wild.
Yeah. These songs are more like production, but it still have the taste of the jam.
For sure,
It's shorter.
for sure.
Because it was kind of pop music in the same era. It wasn't like a rock and roll genre. It's a side genre.
Yeah, those were
It's
good days when that's what pop music was, right? Yeah. Not anyways. So let's open it up to a discussion like how is the guitar or music a way for you to express your soul, How do you and maybe are there any tools that you use that helps you to be more connected to the muse, to like allowing the spirit to flow through you in your music, especially when you're performing, maybe.
let's start with that I never heard so much music in my life. That much music. I'm kind of more using the guitar to express myself. I never tried to get any goal in my guitar playing. I'm just was playing the guitar and discovering some kind of sounds that most of them I guess I heard before somewhere, like some licks of blues or some jams with my whammy bar. Yeah. So I never called myself a guitar player in my life. I was just saying I'm a guy who wants uh, using skateboard, and the other time I use my guitar. And I saw like the things are going like into creating the music together with others, and I saw I don't need to like learn music or something because I already got it somehow in my way.
Mhm.
So I always try to keep it this way. Sometimes I ask for, like, maybe you can teach me something new in this way. And even if somebody show me something, it's not getting to me like it's not me. So I can understand it on the guitar, but I'm not using this theory or something like this. Uh, so I'm inspired to go the guitar every time I feel like I wanna get sweaty or I wanna like make noise. I want to create in the same moment. And most of the best things I did with guitar, I think it was unrecorded or unplanned, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
something like this. And
Mm.
the best experiment is the live shows for sure, because you get the energy from the crowd and everything you planned like going wrong because
Mm.
you are too excited or you are too drunk. Or sometimes you break a string and suddenly you can't play all the song like you should, and many things going on, and you need to be like kind of a lion that, you know, controlling the stage and the crowd and whatever he needs to do now.
Mhm.
And that's it. I believe like people need to feel more free to lose control most of the time.
Mm.
The mistakes and teach me a lot of new places on the guitar. Because if I know some shape or scale or something like this, or a genre of music that I'm playing, when I do a mistake and I give the art like the opportunity to open to it, so I feel like new steps are coming, and I just need to start working in a new way. And
Mhm.
I say this is my music. When I
Yeah. So it's about experimenting and trying new things.
Yeah, because I think when you have talent and you do something so much, so you always can get better and be good like a lot of others. But I love to feel the musicians that I'm listening to. Feel like they're doing something wrong, but it's wrong just in my mind. For them, this is like the moment that something really happened. So you are expecting like to see what's going on and where it just goes. And sometimes you feel uncomfortable with music, and then there is some kind of solution to it in the end. So you
Yeah.
are laughing and you're fearing and you feel stressed, and then fuck, it's coming to destroy.
Yeah. So so you're inviting people to not be so afraid of making mistakes and to be willing to just try out new things and, you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of not believing in mistakes. There is words that we don't need to use sometimes. You know,
Mm.
I
You
think
know,
if
I think it has to do with like skateboarding also, you know? Like when you're a skateboarder, like anyone who's really into skateboarding or that kind of sport has to fall down, 100 times before you get the trick right. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of have to be okay with fucking up and not like get upset about it.
Most of the time I was injured from skateboard. I was sitting on while my shoulder is broken or something like this, and I was thinking, why is this happening to me? And I found that I fall just because of some ego or some I've been proud in myself in something, so I did it better. And this is a comment. You like need to know the levels of your excitement and a little bit put them in the right place before you do a trick. So this is skateboarding. It's make you go through the fire and be calm, like found like some kind of center and be very in the physical thing, because all the emotion you feel can just take it to the wrong way. So you kind of need to let go everything and be very concentrated in the moment and to know what is your move and when.
Wow.
Uh,
And
yeah,
that's true with
it-
music, right?
it's kind of kung fu.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a kung fu, to be really strong, but very, like you said, be very constructive, but very released.
Loose and calm. Yeah.
Calm, yeah. Even if
And
it's slow.
yeah. I think for being a musician, especially when you're performing live, I think it's the same skill, when you're performing, if you get too in your own head about doing it right and make performing perfectly, then you end up, maybe you perform perfect, but then you're not really enjoying yourself, and if you want to enjoy yourself and really bring something like energy and be a channel for energy and emotion to the people, you kind of just have to like let go.
Yeah, it's all about attitude. It's everybody has their own attitude. We are mixing like many methods of what I like, how I like, but it's not just one direction for me or the other. We all have like different level of this and this. But I most of the time see everything I do in the same attitude. Like I'm doing the skateboard, like I'm playing the guitar, and the same way I'm playing the guitar, it's all me. Yeah. The people that come to my place and see all the guitars tell me, like, I wish I could play the guitar. Yeah, but it's called play the guitar, so just play the guitar. Oh, but I don't know how to do it. You don't need to know. One of my biggest lessons in life was when I was playing on guitar in the street of Berlin. I was doing it as a musician for a few months. Was playing the streets, and while I was playing, I was surrounded by people that like told me, I don't want to go anywhere today. I'm not going to work. They take off everything and start to sit with me and bring in beers. And you start to feel like community, uh, friends staying with you all day. Every place, every area, the different people. So someday came to me, one guy was a homeless guy. He told me I can play the guitar. And he was kind of junky and very dirty. I told him like, okay, take it. Didn't want to say no. The guitar, and he didn't know how to play the guitar. He took one finger and he started to move the finger like all around the guitar, however he feel, however he want. And you see how he choosing the place, the next one. Man, he's waiting and then he do it. And like I said, you feel like some kind of tension. What's gonna happen? What's gonna be the next step he's gonna do? And always it sounded like music in the end. It was very simple, not
Nice.
technical. It was very beautiful. It was a creation. It makes all music, in the same moment. And it was
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, and I
And
like what.
how does nature, how does like going out into nature influence your music?
And because most of the time you come and you're very nervous, because you want to make the best, and you already carry the biggest amplifier, the front.
Well, that's what you do. Not everyone else does that, but yeah.
I'm talking about myself with you, but
Yeah.
so the first reaction is to play like you know to play, and then suddenly you start feel like you're running forward or you're not doing it right because you get the energy from the place. So the first thing you do, you make the first videos or the first playing from a place that you came from home. I thought about it. I was on the way to there, and so you just start playing and you're doing blah 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 blah, and then you realize this is not what you feel now because the
Wow.
place is different, and suddenly this guitar sounds different. So you take a break, make another coffee or take a beer, and then suddenly you realize that you're in the desert and you say like, okay, this is a big mountain and it's feel
Wow.
like it opens big space. So you want to hit like one chord and walk slowly on the guitar.
Wow.
And I'm not sure if I know what I'm playing while I'm there. Later, I'm seeing the videos and I see like the most different thing I did in the same day. This is the most special one. So
Wow.
I'm taking it into my computer and I'm doing like folders and I'm putting like in front of me the videos that are very different. I'm choosing the different one as if it's this location and I have 5 videos, so I know all the other 4 will come later someday. But the main one I want to work with is the one I'm talking about. Because
Mm.
that was like my casual playing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You do it,
So, yeah.
so
So
it's
it
quite
can, is there like a breathing, like, do like what helps you to become present and tap into connecting to like the energy of the place? Is it just because you breathe, or you
no, I'm not good.
meditate, like?
Sometimes it's just let everything go out until you're empty. You
Mm.
know, like to do all everything. Like let's set the lights, let's put the amplifier, let's walk, let's do the first video, let's take. I want to do crazy thing, and then you are staying in the place, and then you see
Wow.
like what happening from now.
Wow.
Like when I'm teaching skateboard,
Hmm.
most of the time the lesson doesn't start really if the kid or the adult, it doesn't matter. It he need to cry and he didn't cry. Sometimes we stop and
Mm.
I say, maybe let's take a break and if you need to cry, do it. No,
Mm.
but crying is shame. No, no, no. Let's do it because you're not crying from now, what's happening now. This is not what make you cry. All of your last days like fill you with emotions and aggression. So let's take it and then see where are we. Like we are in the skate park and we can start to be smart, but you can't think like clear because you are so full of emotion. So let it go
Wow.
out and then you start to feel the lesson as it should be.
Wow.
Eh,
So
so
it's like
it's,
you do like skateboard therapy.
yeah, it must be like this because you can take a creature that's full of aggression and many other things, tell him like just be here now and Like the life doesn't exist. You need to like
Yeah.
start from zero, you know?
Yeah, yeah. While you were talking about all this stuff, I was thinking about so many things. Like, one thing I was thinking about is, first of all, um, for me, it's about, am I trying to force and control, like, from the ego, like I have to create this great thing now, or am I, like you said, letting go and allowing the energy of the present moment to flow through me? Am I trying to control it and I have to create, or am I allowing whatever's here to flow through me, like I'm like a vessel, And and the other thing is that, how do I get to that place where I'm able to be calm enough and relaxed enough to be that vessel? So you're saying now, sometimes you gotta cry, you gotta find ways to release all that tension and shit that inside you, so that you can even be, it's like, I my job, my day-to-day job is, I work as a psychotherapist, and I work as a social worker with kids, with teenagers. And like, there's a lot of times where, the school will say, this kid, he's not studying, he's not doing good in school. And sometimes my job is to explain to the school, yeah, because his life is fucked up, and he doesn't have any space in his brain to study, you know? And our job is to help him have a better life. And then one day he'll be able to study. You know what I mean? So it's like what you're doing with skateboard kids, you know?
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
this is what all like what life about, you know. I'm going to the desert every maybe almost every weekend.
Wow.
And because of the feeling, like my head is full of my work and full of my thinking of this man or this woman and blah blah blah, all this
Yeah.
regular thoughts. So I feel like sometimes I just need to go somewhere and forget about time and just be there. But I have something to tell you that is about, you said, like, feel if you do something from the ego.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't like when people talk about ego as something bad. I
Mm-hmm.
think we have everything as a tool, and we need to use the tools like right. You know, if you have it and you own it, so just use it right. So I think when you create something, so your ego has a place, you know, you need to put it there. And if you get into a point that you start to be more connected and something like, it's just a different level now. So, not saying that if I'm finding a great place to play guitar, so I'm waiting just to the moment and without my ego and myself and blah blah blah, and going just to this pure moment. But I think it's just everything is has its own magic, you know, and it's about how you see the things and how you expect them. Like, what do you expect from yourself?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I
not
agree with you. The ego is not bad. Yeah.
you know,
I agree with you 100%. The ego, you're right. People use the word ego now as if it's something like bad, like it's a negative thing. I agree with you. Ego is not bad. Um, but what happens a lot of the times is that, when we talk about ego as like a negative thing, what we're really talking about is how, a lot of the times, our egos are hurt. We have a lot of, like, uh, wounds to ourselves, and then what's driving our behavior is trying to, like, make up for those places that we feel like lacking. And a lot of times what that does is not only about having it be pure, but a lot of times what it does is it blinds us. It blinds us to like doing things in a way where from like a good energy, and we end up like you were talking about sometimes with a band, how it's tough because you're dealing with other personalities. What happens when the more personalities you have is the more chances for arguments, and each person wants to feel feel important, and so that's what I'm talking about. Like, am I trying to create from a place where it's about me, and you're right. It's okay to want to do something about me, like it's okay. It's good to feel good about ourselves and to feel powerful and to bring our talents into this world.
But sometimes we have the need. So
I
we
agree. Yeah, I
need
agree.
a lot. So we need a lot, and the environment need to have more love. This is the power of love. To give the other the place to be weak or blind or doesn't matter. Love is not just love people because fun, because you have love. I don't love somebody. I have love. I am using my love with all of my life. And I didn't choose my dog to be how he is, but I had no choice, so I love him. And no, even if it's barking or doing something bad. So we try the best to love others as they are, and you want to feel love back. And I think it's all about love, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're gonna finish soon for our session for today, but before we do, on what you just said about love and accepting people for who they are and ourselves as well. In these, I don't want to get political, but like in these days where like here in Israel we're dealing with a lot of tough things, be with the war, and it's a lot of death, a lot of very difficult things going on in the country. How do you keep that fire going, Ehud?
So one thing I feel from my childhood, it was the same. It was different here. We live in a very difficult place. The argument was always here. So I stopped to see news. I never saw news. I was never about what's going on here. I was never about to give my opinion about it. And I told a lot of my friends and my family, like, as much as you see it, you will suffer from like pain and fear and sadness. So you must know that this is the world of today, and that these things are gonna keep on coming up, you know. So all you need to do is be in your life and be in your way. And sure, there need to be a compassion to others. And sometimes there is big news that you need to know, like everybody. But most of the time, you got to be strong not to give it too much place in your life. Like this is happening in your life. This is happening around you. And we need to be less sensitive to it sometimes. It's not dependent on us, this is the world these days. So it's very hard. Go if you dive into it, you can get lost. You can feel bad every place you go, and there is no bad or good, and no this side or this side. Like there is no winners in this world, and only losers, only
Yeah.
losing. So we need keep pushing, keep doing what we do. Because even my guitar playing, it's not that I'm making like $1 million now and I'm like, fuck, I can't stop doing it. I just feel I'm doing it, first of all, for me,
Yeah.
and because it makes me feel good. And I see the reaction of other people, like they love it. They love to hear my music, and they say it brings some light,
Yeah.
and it's very inspiring. So you know that even if it's one person, it's good. So I feel like wanna do it, keep on doing it as much as
Yeah.
I'm spending all my time into the music and in what I love. And I believe I came to this world to bring my own color. And
Yeah.
I want to
And
start this.
we learned about you today, Ehud, that your color is orange.
Yeah, maybe.
Mhm.
But yeah, between orange to brown, like sorts of nature color.
Yeah. Amazing stuff, man. So
Thanks.
before we close up, I'm gonna do a sikum, a summary. So we spoke a bit about in the beginning, we told the world who we are a little bit. Ehud told us about himself, Mr. Guitar Killer, about how he goes out into nature and allows nature to be an inspiration to put out the coolest clips ever. I highly recommend everyone to get on that on Instagram, Guitar Killer. Guitar dot killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got into a meditation where we wished for ourselves and for others around us to feel a feeling of hope, of confidence, of trust, and to be able to feel the feeling that everything's going to be okay. And we put that intention for ourselves and for other people in our lives. And then we listened to the most amazing song from Jimi Hendrix, Bold as Love, which is about colors and emotions. And there's just the deepest, like, spiritual, emotional energy just bursting out of the song. Such an inspiring, beautiful song. And we got into beautiful discussions, man, about spirituality and music and how to really, just to bring our skills in a way which can inspire others, and to enjoy it and to be grateful that we have skills and every one of us has power that we can bring in this world. And we ended off by telling people the message: stop listening to the news because it's basically just wants you to be depressed and angry, and focus on your own life and doing good.
And we started
Yeah.
to ourselves, and if you want the world to be happier, you must to be the first to be happy. And
Yeah.
positive, because life is hard. And, you can see the hard like everywhere. So you start from yourself, building yourself like a strong soul. And last thing I want to say, like we
Yes.
have music in the network. I have a solo album called Ehud Danan, and this is my band Death Stone. We have
Mm.
albums and one EP if you want to listen to, and the Soul Kitchen Band. We have another album on the way, and it's all about it's all in the Apple Music and all the platforms.
So when this comes out, man, we'll put all the links in the description of the video.
All right, man. Thanks.
Of course. Thank you so much, brother. This has been so awesome.
Thank you so much, man. It was great experiment, and you are a very cool dude.